Hey everybody, Spooky Marshmallow here, and I am going to do 2 movie reviews for you today. So let's get right started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a movie called Unhinged, and it stars Russell Crowe, and it came out in 2020. It's available on Amazon Prime, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 48%, and as we know, I do not agree with Rotten Tomatoes. Nope. It deserves way more than 48%, you guys. Russell Crowe, OMG, in a role that I would never have in a million years dreamed that he could pull off, but he did it. He plays, basically, just to sum it up, an angry good old boy. He finds his wife has had an affair, and his marriage is he's going through a bad divorce, and he just loses his mind pretty much. And oh wow, this movie, it's rated R. There are parts of it that are slow, but then it picks up and it gets very suspenseful. The driving scenes are great. The murders are intense in this movie. It has a very good ending. The first scene of Russell Crowe, it's shocking. So I'll just say, I don't want to give away the whole movie, but I will just say what happens. So you see him, he's in his truck, he takes some pills, flings his wedding ring off, goes into this big nice house. A gentleman comes out, which you don't, see fully or whatever. He comes out, Russell Crowe obviously kills him. And then you hear a woman coming out, she's screaming this and that and the other, and he kills her. So you immediately know it's his wife and her lover, okay? Then he sets the house on fire and drives away. And as he's driving away, the house explodes. That's his first scene in the movie. And this happens within maybe, 5 or 6 minutes from the movie starting. So yeah, and then from there, every scene with him is an intense scene. He has no boring or slow scenes in this film. The other people, on the other hand, they do have some slow, boring, drug out scenes. But the ones with Russell, oh my God, they're really good. I highly recommend this film, you guys. Definitely. Once again, it is Unhinged. It came out in 2020. It's available right now on Amazon Prime. Cannot talk. Now, Rotten Tomatoes, like I said, gave it a 48. I would have given it an 80 or close to an 80. It's that good. Definitely check it out, yes. The next film, not so much. The new Scream. Yes, you're going to hate me. You're going to unsubscribe. I was not a fan. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 76. Doesn't surprise me because Rotten Tomatoes is rotten. I would have given it 20s, 30s, if that. Horrible. Beginning sequence is predictable. And who still uses a landline? I like the storyline and references from the previous films. I loved how Dewey breaks down rules. The killings are quick and brutal. The killers were... a little surprised. I kind of had a gut feeling throughout the movie of who it was. The ending was a bit disappointing. Is Hollywood getting so, how do I want to say? Are we getting so bad in Hollywood that we can't come up with anything better? Leave films alone, Hollywood. Stop making these horror movie sequels and remakes. Please, just for the love of God, stop. Because they're awful. Just stop it. Hollywood, please listen to us. I'm a fan of the Scream franchise. Don't get me wrong. I loved all the films. I've seen them all. I loved them all. I really did like them. But this one was awful. It was terrible. Yeah. I don't recommend it at all. If you want to watch it just because you're a fan of the Scream franchise and, you're curious like I was, then you might give it a watch. I was going into it with that feeling, of already thinking this isn't going to be good. Just because leave it alone. You know what I mean? let's just leave it alone. And horror movies that they have been bringing out in like the past 2 or 3 years, the remakes and the sequels, have just been awful. So I kind of went into this thinking this is going to be bad, and I was right. It's pretty bad. I just don't get it. But Hollywood needs to stop. They need to stop. They need to start coming out with original content, leave the classics alone, and let's move on. I mean, seriously. Alright, so I saw Scream. I'm not sure where my husband found it at, because he had already had it on. He's like, hey, let's watch Scream 5. I got it going. I said, okay, and we sat down and we watched it. So I'm not sure where it came from. But you could, check out the different streaming platforms. I'm sure it's somewhere being streamed. Yeah, I just don't have much to say about that film. No. And I don't understand why all the people that do say they like it, why? Just why? Why do you like it so much? What, am I missing something? I don't know. But, this is just my opinion. So you'll have your own opinion, I'm sure. Alright, so that's going to wrap up for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, stay spooky, my friends.